Welcome, Peer Center and Community Center. We're having our first cooking lesson. We're videotaping this. We're making lasagna today. Just want to let you know, I have some latex-free gloves here that we're using. I'm going to set this aside. I have everything prepared. The noodles are prepared. The sauce is prepared. But I'm going to quickly go over with you what you do. First, you're going to put on a pot of water, about 4 quarts of water to every pound of pasta. I made a lot of today, so if you see this big pot here, it has lasagna in it. You put that on the stove and you put salt in your water, you put the lid on it, because it's gonna, you have to do that first because it's gonna take a while for it to come to a boil. When it comes to a rapid boil, that's when you'll put the lasagna in it. I'll get to that in a second. The very next thing after you put the water on the boil is you're gonna get a pot out, you're gonna put your ground beef in it. You're gonna put some salt, pepper, and garlic powder in there. You're just gonna cook it until it's completely browned. When it's completely browned, you take your pot over with your pot holders to your sink. You get a colander out. If you do not have a garbage disposal, I suggest you put a bowl underneath your colander so that as you drain this ground beef into the colander, the fat, the grease will drain into your bowl and it will not damage your sink. Okay. When you're done draining the meat, you're going to put the meat right back into the pot. You're going to put about 2 jars of sauce. It's about 2 jars of sauce. Yes, you can make your own homemade sauce, but I'm trying to do it as easy as possible. 2 jars of sauce to about every pound of ground beef. You put your sauce in your ground beef, then I want you to add your oregano and basil or Italian seasoning. You stir that up, get it all mixed, put your lid on that, let it cook it on a low for about an hour. Stir it about every 10 minutes. Your sauce is done. The other thing I think makes perfect sauce is if you put a bay leaf in. Bay leaf in. And you got to take the bay leaf out after it's done cooking before you prepare your lasagna. Okay, your water comes to a boil, a rapid boil, bubbling like that. You put your lasagna noodles in it. It takes about 12 minutes. It says 12, closer to 14. You stir it, because I made a lot, to be honest with you. I did 2 boxes at a time. You drain your lasagna. What I do, as soon as I get done draining my lasagna in my colander, I put the lasagna, plop it right back in the pot, and put cold water in it. It does 2 things. It cools it down so it's easy to handle, to pick up those noodles. And the other thing that it does is it helps so the noodles don't stick. They don't stick together. Okay, now we're getting ready to prepare it. This is what your sauce looks like. If you want to come over and look, your meat sauce. See the deeper, darker, almost browny red? You know darn well, when you see a sauce like that, it's a good sauce. Okay, you're going to put a little bit of sauce. Can you see the pan? In your pan, you're going to spread it around. I need a little bit more. Just so it just coats the bottom of it, okay? Pretty well. Okay, now, I'm going to get these noodles. And then you can take them out. And you're going to layer. Oh, this is a 13 by 9 inch pan, by the way. You're going to layer 3 across. Now, don't get me wrong. It's going to overlap a little bit. And that's fine. Okay. Now, there's your lasagna. Then noodles. Then you're going to add sauce. Now, listen, I don't put too much sauce because if you put too much sauce, it's just going to be sloppy. It's not going to stand up as firm. And everybody has a different preference. I personally do not like, what is it called? Ricotta cheese in my lasagna. I've only ever had it once that it tasted good to me, so I don't make it with ricotta cheese. I just do mozzarella and Parmesan. You layer, the next layer is your cheese. Don't skimp on your cheese. And I put it on every layer, the mozzarella and the Parmesan. Okay, now here goes your second layer. And it doesn't matter, look at this. See, it's ripped a little bit? Doesn't matter, nobody's gonna see that. Nobody's gonna see that. Alrighty. And we're going to keep doing this for every layer. And in these size pans, 5 layers of pasta is perfect. It goes right to the top. It's not too skimpy. Okay, it's perfect. Now after I get this, I'm going to put the cheese on. Then we're going to do 3 more layers, but we're going to pan over and show you what it looks like when it's done. Mina, would you like to show them? That's my granddaughter, Mina. Alrighty, that's what it looks like when it's done. But when it's done, you're going to cover that with foil, wrap it tightly. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is big. Before you assemble your lasagna, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Because in the time that it takes for that to preheat, it takes about 10 minutes. Then you have already assembled your lasagna. You're good to go. You put it in the oven for about 40 minutes. When you take it out, let it rest for a good half an hour before you cut it. Because if not, when you go to cut it and you go to serve it, put it on a plate, it's going to fall to the sides. It's not going to set up. So it needs to set on top of your stove or on top of a trivet somewhere to cool down a little bit and set firmly. At least a half an hour. 45 minutes is good too. Thank you. Enjoy your food. A nice side salad. Garlic toast goes perfectly with this meal. And that's what you guys will be getting Friday, June 12th. I believe so. With this pandemic, it's hard to say what the dates and days are. I know this is Thursday. And I think it's the 11th, but it could be the 12th. Enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.